Welcome to Stoic Soul Legacy. If you're ready to upgrade your mindset and unlock your best version, you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this channel with someone who needs a little push today. Let's grow, let's rise, and let's stay motivated together. What if I told you that most of us aren't actually living? We're just moving through life out of alignment with who we could be. Every day we're handed chances to grow, to rise, to build a life with purpose. Yet most people let those moments slip away. We stay distracted, we react to chaos, and before we know it, another day is gone, wasted on everything except what truly matters. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The life you're living right now is the sum of your choices, or the choices you refuse to make, and that realization burns. That moment when you realize you could change, but haven't. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the obstacle becomes the way, meaning the challenges you avoid are the very things that would transform you if only you face them. So let me ask you, what are you waiting for? Are you ready to stop hiding from your potential? Because today, we're diving deep into how to take ownership of your life, your mindset, and your future. If you're ready to confront uncomfortable truths and start making real changes, subscribe. Not for me, for you. It's a promise to step into your own growth, your own meaning, your own power. Let's grow together. 1. I am capable. Every morning we wake up, the world is already waiting for us, demanding our attention, pulling us in 1,000 directions. It's easy to get overwhelmed, to feel like the challenges ahead are too big to tackle. But before you let the weight of the day dictate your mood, take a moment and tell yourself, I am capable. It's a simple statement, but one that holds immense power. When you affirm that you have the strength to face whatever comes your way, you're grounding yourself in your own resilience. Life throws curveballs, we know that. But every time we get hit, we have a choice, to crumble or to rise. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This isn't just a motivational quote, it's a way of life. The obstacles you face, they're not just there to break you down, they're there to help you grow, to show you what you're really capable of. So before you let doubt creep in, remind yourself, I am capable. You've faced tough situations before, and you've survived. The strength you need to overcome today's challenges is already within you. It's not arrogance, it's the recognition of your own power. When you wake up, the first thing you do should not be checking your phone or worrying about the day ahead. Instead, start by acknowledging your own strength. I am capable. These words are more than just an affirmation. They are the foundation of your success. No matter how big or small the task, affirming your capability helps you approach each situation with confidence. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking we need to have everything figured out. But the truth is, most of life is a series of trial and error. We learn as we go, and part of that learning comes from believing that we have the capacity to navigate uncertainty. Every challenge you encounter is an opportunity to prove to yourself that you have what it takes. So, when life asks something of you, don't hesitate to say, I am capable. When you affirm that you are capable, you open yourself up to possibility. The world might not always be fair, and things might not always go your way, but your mindset will be your greatest asset. The ability to remain focused, to stay calm in the face of adversity, and to keep moving forward. That's what being capable is all about. There will be days when you feel unsure of yourself, when doubt tries to take hold. But remember this, you have been through hard times before. You've faced challenges that seemed impossible, and yet here you are. This is the power of affirming your own strength. Every time you repeat those words, "I am capable," you're reminding yourself of your own resilience. The journey to success is never linear. There will be setbacks, but every setback is just a lesson in disguise. It's a reminder that you are capable of handling even the toughest situations. Believe in your own abilities and watch how the world responds. When you believe in yourself, others will begin to believe in you too. The energy you project, confidence, calm and strength, has a ripple effect on everyone you encounter. People will notice your ability to remain steady, to stay focused even when the going gets tough. And the more you practice affirming your capability, the more you will step into your power day after day. So, let today be the start of something new. Let every morning be a reminder of your strength, your resilience, and your unshakable belief in yourself. Tell yourself, "I am capable," and let those words guide you through every challenge that lies ahead. The strength you seek is already within you. It always has been. 2. I shape my reality. How many times have you caught yourself saying, "I can't do that," or "this is too much"? Maybe it's in the middle of a tough situation, or perhaps it's when you're looking at a goal that feels just out of reach. But here's the truth. These thoughts are not only limiting, they're holding you back. The Stoics understood that our perception of the world directly shapes our experience. When you tell yourself, "I shape my reality," you're making a powerful declaration. You are the creator of your story, not just a passenger in it. You have the ability to change how you see the world, and more importantly, how you respond to it. The way you think about challenges can either empower you or drag you down. And the moment you shift your mindset from a passive observer to an active participant, you begin to take back control. Carl Jung once said, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes." This quote is a reminder that the key to shaping your reality lies within you. It's not about changing the world around you first, but about changing the way you see yourself in relation to it. So often, we look at our circumstances and think we're stuck, that we're a product of our environment, or that we have no power over the situation. But in truth, the power to shape your reality starts with one simple shift in perspective, taking responsibility for your responses. You can't always control the external world, but you can control how you perceive it and how you choose to react. Now, don't get me wrong, changing your perception isn't always easy. There will be times when things get tough, and the natural reaction is to throw in the towel. But remember this, the Stoics didn't teach that life would be free of hardship. They taught that hardship was inevitable, but how we respond to it defines us. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." We imagine the worst, we get lost in our fears, and we let those fears dictate our actions. But the truth is, the worst often never happens, and even when it does, we have the strength to deal with it. Life's challenges may not always be easy, but they are the training ground for resilience and wisdom. When you embrace this idea, you begin to see challenges not as setbacks, but as chances to build your character. Think about the last time you faced a setback. Maybe it was a project that fell through, or a relationship that hit a rough patch. How did you react? Did you let it define you, or did you use it to redefine yourself? The beauty of shaping your own reality is that every experience, no matter how difficult, becomes a stepping stone. Every time you get knocked down, you have the choice to get back up and learn from the experience. This shift in mindset doesn't just apply to big life events either. It applies to the little moments, the everyday challenges. Whether it's the frustration of a delayed train or a disagreement with a friend, How you respond can change everything. Instead of letting these moments determine your mood, you can decide to let them teach you something valuable about patience, resilience, or communication. This is the core of Stoic philosophy, learning to focus on what's in our control and letting go of what's not. It's not about denying your feelings or pretending everything is fine. It's about accepting reality as it is, but refusing to let it dictate your emotional state. By choosing how you respond to challenges, you build a mindset that's unshakable, no matter what life throws your way. And as you practice this daily, it becomes second nature. You no longer see obstacles as roadblocks, but as part of the journey toward growth. The more you affirm, "I shape my reality," the more you empower yourself to transform your life. 3. My path is clear. One of the hardest things in life is dealing with uncertainty. You wake up each morning, and as soon as your feet hit the ground, the weight of the day ahead starts pressing down on you. What will happen today? Will you be ready for what's coming? These questions can easily spiral into anxiety, leaving you paralyzed by the fear of the unknown. But here's the truth. Clarity doesn't come from waiting for things to magically fall into place. It doesn't come from having every detail of your life perfectly figured out. No, clarity comes from focusing on what you can control and letting go of the rest. When you affirm that your path is clear, you're making a conscious decision to approach the day with intention. It's about deciding what matters most and focusing on that. You may not know every single step, but you know the direction you want to move in. That's where the clarity comes from. It's a mindset, a choice, and a commitment to making each day meaningful. Think about it like this. If you're constantly looking around, waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions, you'll never move forward. The fog of uncertainty will always linger. But when you choose to act with purpose, when you set clear intentions, that fog starts to clear. You stop waiting for things to fall into place and start creating the path as you walk it. This doesn't mean that everything will go according to plan. Life doesn't work that way, and the Stoics knew this well. But what they also knew is that you can face challenges with a sense of direction, knowing that you've set your course. Your path doesn't need to be free of obstacles to be clear. In fact, obstacles are a natural part of life. But when you remind yourself that your path is clear, you give yourself the strength to face whatever comes your way with resilience. You trust that even when the road gets tough, you have the tools to navigate it. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is simply make a decision. It's easy to get stuck in the cycle of overthinking, wondering what the best decision is, what the right move is, and whether you're making a mistake. But here's the reality. Waiting for perfect clarity often leads to inaction. Instead, the Stoic practice is to take action with whatever clarity you have, trusting that the path will reveal itself as you move forward. By choosing to act, even when the outcome is uncertain, you create momentum. You stop being a passive observer in your life and become the active creator of your story. The beauty of this mindset is that it frees you from the need for perfection. You stop stressing over every little detail and instead focus on what truly matters. You remind yourself that it's okay if things don't go as planned, as long as you stay focused on your larger vision. This sense of clarity comes from within, and it's available to you every single day. It's about knowing that, no matter what happens, you're capable of handling it and moving forward with purpose. So, each morning, take a deep breath and remind yourself, my path is clear. When you affirm this, you open the door to new possibilities. You create the clarity you need by setting your intentions and trusting that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to where you want to go. With each new day, you're the one who shapes your path, clear, purposeful, and full of possibility. 4. I will focus on what matters. In today's world, it feels like we're constantly bombarded with distractions. Our phones are always buzzing, social media notifications are never-ending, and everyone seems to have a piece of us that they want. It's easy to get caught up in this whirlwind of demands, obligations, and random noise. We find ourselves juggling tasks, reacting to everything around us, and before we know it, the day is gone, and we're left wondering if we actually accomplished anything meaningful. Success doesn't come from doing everything, though. It doesn't come from being busy. Success comes from knowing what truly matters and focusing all your energy on those things. In a world that's always pulling you in a million different directions, choosing to focus on what really matters is a radical act of self-discipline. Every morning, start your day by telling yourself, "I will focus on what matters." It's a small affirmation, but it holds so much power. When you make this declaration, you're not just setting a vague intention, you're making a conscious choice to direct your time and energy toward the things that align with your core values. Think about it. How often do you feel overwhelmed by a never-ending to-do list that doesn't actually move you forward? The world is full of things that demand your attention, but most of them are distractions. In fact, they pull you away from the things that are truly meaningful. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And that's exactly what happens when you focus on what matters. You stop wasting energy on things that don't align with your true self, and you start dedicating yourself to what helps you grow, thrive, and live with purpose. When you start each day with the mindset of focusing on what matters, you begin to block out the noise. This doesn't mean you ignore everything else or become blind to your responsibilities. It means you learn how to prioritize. Imagine you have a limited amount of energy each day. Would you rather spend it on tasks that don't move you forward? Or would you rather invest it in the things that will shape your future? It's not always easy. Life is full of urgent demands. But the truth is, being busy isn't the same as being productive. It's easy to confuse the two. You can be busy all day and still feel like you didn't accomplish anything. The trick is in learning how to say no to the things that don't align with your priorities, and yes to the things that bring you closer to your goals. This is a lesson that the Stoics knew well. They believed in focusing on what is within our control and letting go of the rest. It's a principle that frees us from the stress of trying to manage everything at once. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Time is our most valuable resource, and it's easy to squander it if we don't consciously choose where to direct our attention. By focusing on what matters, you take back control of your time. You stop letting the world dictate how you spend your days, and you start living intentionally with purpose and clarity. The beauty of this mindset is that it shifts your perspective. Instead of getting caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, you learn to slow down and prioritize what truly brings you fulfillment. It's about choosing your battles. Not every task, not every person, not every demand is worthy of your time. When you focus on what matters, you can say no to distractions without guilt. You can protect your energy and put it toward the things that will create lasting value in your life. Whether it's a long-term project, meaningful conversations with loved ones, or taking care of your health, these are the things that move the needle in your life. These are the things that help you grow and become the person you want to be. 5. I choose courage over comfort. Let's talk about comfort for a minute. We all love it, right? Who doesn't enjoy that feeling of being at ease, in control, and safe? But here's the thing. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens when you step outside of what feels familiar. when you push past the boundaries you've set for yourself. And while that may sound like a daunting thought, it's also incredibly empowering. Growth isn't just about achieving success when things are easy. It's about learning to thrive when you're uncomfortable, when you're uncertain, and when you're stepping into uncharted territory. That's where the magic happens. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They didn't just embrace discomfort, they actively sought it out as a means of building strength. They knew that without challenge, there could be no growth. The obstacles they encountered, the discomfort they faced, were not things to avoid. They were things to lean into, to learn from, and to transform into sources of power. So when you wake up in the morning, remind yourself, I choose courage over comfort. This is more than just a motivational phrase. It's a mindset that can radically change the way you approach life. Think about the last time you faced something difficult. Maybe it was a tough conversation, a project you were hesitant to take on, or a decision that pushed you outside of your usual routine. How did you respond? Did you retreat into the comfort of the familiar, or did you step up and face the challenge head-on? Stepping outside of your comfort zone isn't about being fearless. It's about choosing to act despite the fear, to move forward even when uncertainty looms large. When you choose courage over comfort, you make a conscious decision to face the discomfort, knowing that it's in these moments that your true growth happens. We often hold ourselves back because we're afraid of failing or of making mistakes. But here's the thing, every great achievement, every piece of progress is built on a foundation of failure and learning. If you're not failing, you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough. The discomfort you feel is a sign that you're stretching yourself, that you're expanding beyond your current limits. That's exactly where the growth is. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone, to stick with what you know. But the problem with that is you don't grow, you don't evolve. Staying in your bubble might feel safe, but it keeps you stagnant. So how do you choose courage over comfort? Start by embracing the discomfort you feel when you're faced with a challenge. Instead of shrinking back or procrastinating, lean into it. Remind yourself that you're doing it for a reason, that growth is on the other side of discomfort. This isn't about ignoring fear, it's about acknowledging it and deciding to act in spite of it. Each time you choose courage, you build resilience. Each time you face discomfort, you become stronger, wiser, and more capable. It's also important to remember that courage isn't about taking huge risks or making dramatic leaps all at once. Sometimes it's about small, incremental steps outside of your comfort zone. It's saying yes to a new opportunity even though you're unsure of the outcome. It's having that difficult conversation instead of avoiding it. It's trying something new, even if it scares you. Each small act of courage compounds over time, creating a powerful shift in how you view the world and your ability to navigate it. Every day offers you opportunities to choose courage over comfort. Whether it's in your personal life or your professional life, you have the ability to decide how you want to respond. You can either stay in the safe, predictable place, or you can step up, face the discomfort, and learn from the experience. The more you practice this mindset, the more natural it becomes. And eventually, you'll look back and realize that the challenges you once feared were the very things that shaped you into the person you are today. 6. I am grateful for this moment. Gratitude is often treated as just another feel-good word that people throw around, but it's much more than that. It's a powerful tool that can reshape how you experience the world. How often do you wake up and immediately start thinking about what's missing? Maybe it's a big project hanging over your head, an argument that's unresolved, or 1,000 little worries nagging at you. It's easy to get stuck in that mindset of, I don't have enough, or this isn't how I want things to be. But imagine if, Instead of focusing on what's wrong, you chose to start your day with appreciation. What if you woke up and said, "I am grateful for this moment"? It's a simple phrase, but it can completely change your outlook on the day ahead. When you start your day with gratitude, you're making a conscious decision to shift your perspective. Rather than dwelling on what's missing, you focus on what you have. And the truth is, there's always something to be grateful for, even when things aren't perfect. Life is rarely without its challenges, and sometimes it feels like we're just treading water. But if you look closely, you'll see the small things that bring you joy, peace, and fulfillment. Maybe it's the warmth of your coffee in the morning, or the sound of birds outside your window. Maybe it's the fact that you have the chance to start fresh today, that you have the strength to face whatever comes your way. When you say, "I am grateful for this moment," you're grounding yourself in the present, in what you have rather than what you lack. Gratitude pulls you out of the habit of complaining. It's so easy to slip into a mindset of focusing on what's wrong, but what if you chose to shift your focus instead? When you focus on the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small they seem, you start to see abundance instead of lack. It's a subtle but powerful shift. You start noticing the little blessings, the moments of peace, the people who support you, the progress you're making, even if it's small. As Carl Jung once said, "What you resist persists. What you accept transforms." When you resist gratitude, when you focus only on what's wrong, it feels like those problems multiply. But when you accept the good, no matter how tiny it might seem, you transform your perspective and start to see the richness in your life. The more you practice gratitude, the more it becomes a habit. You stop waiting for something big to happen to feel thankful. Instead, you start seeing the value in the everyday moments. This simple practice can bring a profound shift in how you experience life. It makes you present, aware of the little joys that often go unnoticed. It shifts your attention away from negativity and brings you back to what matters most. Instead of chasing after more, gratitude teaches you to appreciate what you already have. It's not about settling for less, it's about being fully present and content with what is. Ultimately, gratitude transforms your life by changing how you view the world. It helps you see opportunities instead of obstacles, joy instead of frustration, peace instead of chaos. When you say, "I am grateful for this moment," you are affirming that you are exactly where you need to be and that everything you have in your life is worth celebrating. The power of gratitude is in its simplicity. It's a daily reminder that, no matter the circumstances, there is always something to be thankful for. And when you live with that mindset, you carry a sense of peace with you through even the most challenging days. So, start your day with gratitude and see how it shifts your entire perspective. Every moment holds the potential for gratitude. All it takes is the decision to notice it. 7. I will seek wisdom. In life, we're always faced with decisions, some small, others that can feel monumental. And while we can't always control the outcome of those decisions, we can control how we approach them. Every day we make choices that shape our lives, whether it's how we respond to challenges, who we spend our time with, or even the way we talk to ourselves. But how often do we stop to consider the deeper wisdom behind those choices? Often we rush through decisions, acting on impulse or relying on what feels most comfortable in the moment. Yet, the truth is, wisdom doesn't come from acting without thought. It comes from taking the time to reflect, to gather insights, and to learn from every experience, big or small. By telling yourself, "I will seek wisdom," you're committing to approach each decision with intention. You're choosing to pause and ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" instead of simply reacting. This isn't just about having all the answers. It's about being willing to dig deeper, to be curious, and to stay humble in the face of uncertainty. Epictetus taught that true wisdom comes from the ability to understand what we can control and what we cannot. He once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." This philosophy highlights the importance of understanding what truly matters in life. Wisdom, according to the Stoics, isn't about accumulating things or achievements. It's about aligning your decisions with your values and recognizing that simplicity, clarity, and mindfulness lead to a more fulfilled existence. When you commit to seeking wisdom, you're not just focusing on the big moments, you're learning from everything around you. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of life, to focus only on the next task or the next problem that needs solving. But wisdom comes from reflecting on each experience, no matter how trivial it may seem. When you actively seek to learn, you begin to see life as a teacher, and every situation, whether it's a victory or a failure, becomes an opportunity for growth. This mindset shift transforms challenges into lessons, setbacks into stepping stones, and it encourages you to approach every decision with the awareness that you can always improve. It's not about getting everything right, it's about getting better with every step you take. There's a deep humility that comes with seeking wisdom. It's the recognition that no matter how much we know, there's always more to learn. It's understanding that life is a constant process of evolution. As you face challenges, you not only learn about the world, but also about yourself. The more you seek wisdom, the more you uncover your own values, your strengths, and your weaknesses. This self-awareness is the foundation for making decisions that are aligned with your true self. Every day is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become a wiser version of yourself. Wisdom doesn't just come from books or formal teachings. It comes from the way you live your life. It comes from how you respond to challenges, how you interact with others, and how you handle the ups and downs of your own journey. By choosing to seek wisdom, you create a mindset of continuous growth and self-improvement. You stop seeing life as a series of obstacles and start seeing it as a constant flow of lessons and opportunities to deepen your understanding. In the end, wisdom is the key to living a life that's truly aligned with your values. It helps you make decisions that are not only practical, but meaningful. It guides you in your relationships, your career, and your personal growth. So, every time you face a decision, big or small, ask yourself, how can I apply wisdom here? Remember, wisdom isn't about knowing everything. It's about knowing enough to keep learning, to keep growing, and to keep improving. It's a lifelong journey, and the more you commit to it, the more fulfilled and aligned with your true self you'll become. 8. I control my reactions. Life is unpredictable. One moment everything seems fine, and the next you're hit with a setback. A project falls through, a friend disappoints you, or things just don't go the way you planned. It can be frustrating, to say the least. We often find ourselves wishing we could control the events around us, the actions of others, or the outcome of every situation. But here's the harsh truth. We can't. Life will throw curveballs, and we'll face challenges that are completely out of our control. However, what we can control is how we respond. That's where our power lies. The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed that our peace of mind comes not from controlling external events, but from mastering our reactions to them. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This idea is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. We can't always dictate what happens to us, but we always have the ability to choose how we react. Every time you affirm, "I control my reactions," you're reminding yourself that despite the chaos around you, your inner world remains under your control. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of life, to let stress, frustration, or anger take over. But when you take a step back and remember that you control your reactions, you regain your sense of power. This is not just about controlling your emotions. It's about taking responsibility for how you engage with the world. Every situation, no matter how difficult, offers you a choice. You can choose to react with frustration, with anxiety, or with resentment. Or you can choose to respond with patience, understanding, and wisdom. The real power comes when you realize that you hold the reins of your reactions. Life will never be perfect, and people will continue to disappoint you. But your peace of mind doesn't have to be contingent on those external factors. The moment you acknowledge that you can control how you react, you free yourself from the grip of the outside world. Stress, anxiety, disappointment, they're all part of life, but they don't have to rule your life. Stoicism teaches us that peace of mind doesn't come from avoiding these emotions, but from learning how to manage them. When life tests you, and it will, remember, you decide how you respond. You choose whether to let stress overwhelm you or whether to stay grounded in the knowledge that you control your reaction. It's not always easy, and it's not always instant. But with practice, you can build the habit of responding with intention rather than reacting on autopilot. The more you practice this mindset, the more natural it becomes. Over time, you'll find that you're able to stay calm in situations that would have previously caused you to lose your temper or feel anxious. You'll learn to rise above setbacks, to face challenges with a sense of inner strength, and to approach life with a clear mind. By taking control of your reactions, you stop being a victim of circumstances and start being the master of your experience. This doesn't mean that life won't still throw difficult situations your way. It doesn't mean that you won't feel frustration, anger, or sadness. But it does mean that, in those moments, you can choose to remain composed. You can choose to respond in a way that aligns with your values, that helps you grow, and that preserves your peace of mind. It's about remembering that your true strength lies not in controlling the world around you, but in controlling how you navigate it. 9. I am designed for greatness. You weren't made for mediocrity. You weren't designed to simply get by, to live a life of ordinary existence. No, you were made for greatness. And every morning, when you tell yourself, I am designed for greatness, you're reminding yourself of your potential. You're setting the tone for your day, for your choices, and for how you show up in the world. It's not about ego. It's not about arrogance. It's about deeply understanding that you have something extraordinary within you and that you were meant to contribute something meaningful to the world. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This quote speaks to the heart of what greatness is all about: action. Greatness isn't about dreaming of what you could do. It's about stepping into who you are and living that truth every day. When you wake up each morning with the belief that you are designed for greatness, it changes everything. You begin to see yourself as someone with a purpose, someone with the power to make a difference. You don't just go through the motions of life. You engage with it. You show up with intention, knowing that every moment is an opportunity to live out your true potential. Whether it's your creativity, your work ethic, your ability to inspire others, or your capacity to rise above challenges, greatness isn't just something that exists in the distant future. It's your reality. It's in the way you approach your day, in the decisions you make, and in the way you carry yourself. Living with the mindset that you are designed for greatness isn't about expecting perfection or having all the answers. It's about understanding that greatness comes from consistent effort, from doing the work even when no one is watching, and from choosing to show up even when things get hard. It's about embracing the challenges because you know they're part of the journey. You were designed for greatness, but that doesn't mean you don't have to work for it. Greatness is not about waiting for an opportunity to fall into your lap or hoping that one day things will magically change. It's about consistently showing up and doing what it takes to bring your best self to the world. Whether it's in your career, your personal relationships, or your own self-development, greatness is a reflection of your effort and your belief in yourself. It's about stepping into the person you were meant to be, even when that path isn't always clear. One of the most powerful aspects of believing in your own greatness is the impact it has on those around you. When you embrace your own potential, you inspire others to do the same. Your belief in yourself doesn't just affect your life, it ripples outward, influencing the people you interact with. You begin to lead by example, showing others what's possible when you choose to step into your true potential. Greatness isn't a solitary pursuit, it's something that has the power to lift others up along with you. So as you move through your day, remind yourself that you are designed for greatness. Every challenge you face, every setback, every moment of doubt, it's all part of the journey toward realizing your potential. Don't let fear or insecurity hold you back from stepping into the greatness that's already within you. You were designed for something bigger than just getting by. You were designed to live with purpose, to contribute to the world, and to make a difference. And that starts with the belief that you are meant for greatness. Not tomorrow, but right now, today. So go ahead, embrace your potential, and watch as your reality begins to reflect the greatness you've always known you were capable of. 10. My mind is my fortress. Your mind is where every battle is fought. The challenges you face, the temptations you encounter, and the opportunities that arise, everything starts and ends in your thoughts. When you affirm, "My mind is my fortress," you're making a conscious choice to guard your mental space. In a world that's constantly trying to pull you in a million different directions, it's easy to let negativity, stress, and doubt seep in. But what if you chose to protect your peace, to stay focused, and to refuse to let anything shake your inner calm? This is the power of a strong mind. It's not about avoiding challenges, it's about fortifying your mental resilience so that you can handle whatever life throws your way. When you embrace the idea that your mind is your fortress, you stop allowing external events or other people's negativity to penetrate your peace. You create boundaries around your mental space, protecting it from anything that threatens to disrupt your sense of calm. The world can be chaotic, but your inner world doesn't have to be. This doesn't mean shutting out all emotions or pretending everything is perfect. It means acknowledging the challenges you face, accepting them, and then choosing to act in a way that aligns with your values and your goals. It's about building resilience so that no matter what happens around you, your mind remains steady. The more you practice this mindset, the easier it becomes to maintain your peace, even in the most difficult situations. When you focus on what you can control, your thoughts, your reactions, your perspective, you stop letting the external world dictate your emotional state. You begin to realize that you have the power to decide how you feel, how you respond, and how you navigate the challenges that come your way. This is the true power of your mind. It's not just about avoiding negativity, it's about strengthening your mental resilience so that you can face life's obstacles with clarity, focus, and purpose. One of the most important aspects of creating a mental fortress is learning to protect your focus. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. We're constantly bombarded with messages, notifications, and demands on our time. It's easy to get caught up in the noise, to let the chaos of the outside world pull you off course. But when you choose to guard your mind, You prioritize what truly matters. You learn to stay focused on your goals, on your values, and on the things that bring you peace. This doesn't mean blocking out the world entirely. It means learning to tune out the distractions that don't serve your well-being, so you can give your attention to what truly counts. Your mind is where your greatest power lies. When you strengthen it, you empower yourself to handle any situation with grace and resilience. Whether it's dealing with stress, overcoming setbacks, or simply staying focused in a world that constantly demands your attention, the key to success is learning how to guard your mental space. This isn't about being perfect or never feeling negative emotions. It's about training your mind to stay grounded, even when the world around you is in turmoil. The more you reinforce your mental fortress, the stronger you become. You realize that no matter what happens outside of you, your peace, your clarity, and your sense of control are yours to protect. 11. I choose to be present. So often we find ourselves caught between the past and the future. We replay old mistakes or replay conversations we wish we'd had differently, or we worry about what's coming next, the tasks, the deadlines, the unknowns that loom ahead. It's easy to get stuck in this cycle of overthinking, missing out on the richness of the present moment. But here's the truth. Life isn't happening in the past or the future. It's happening right now, in this very moment. The present is where life unfolds, and yet it's so easy to let it slip by unnoticed. When you wake up and say to yourself, "I choose to be present," you're making a commitment to show up for today. It's not about ignoring your past or abandoning your future. It's about understanding that you can only control the now. You can't change what happened yesterday, and you can't predict what will happen tomorrow. But you do have control over what you do in this very moment. The beauty of being present is that it allows you to appreciate what's right in front of you. When we're stuck in the past or constantly planning for the future, we forget to enjoy the present. We let life pass us by, waiting for something bigger or better. But the truth is, the present moment is all we ever truly have. Life is happening right now, and the more you can ground yourself in the present, the more you'll realize just how much you've been missing out on. Every experience, whether big or small, is a chance to fully engage, to be present, and to appreciate what's happening in the moment. When you choose to be present, you also start to see the world around you with more clarity. Your mind isn't cluttered with worries or regrets. It's focused on what's before you. And in that focus, you begin to find peace. The more you practice being in the moment, the easier it becomes to let go of the distractions that once pulled you away. You start to realize that most of our stress comes from either dwelling on the past or fearing the future. But when you are fully present, you stop stressing about what's out of your control and start embracing the peace that comes with the now. There's another powerful benefit to being present. It allows you to truly connect with others. When you're present, you're really listening, really engaging with the people around you. You're not just waiting for your turn to speak, you're actively participating in the conversation, in the moment. How often do we let our relationships slip into autopilot because we're not fully there? Being present with others deepens your connection, whether it's with a friend, a partner, or even a stranger. It shows respect, care, and genuine interest in the people in your life. Life is full of distractions, and it's easy to get caught up in the noise. But when you consciously decide to choose presence over distraction, you open the door to a richer, more meaningful existence. You become more attuned to the beauty in the small moments and more in touch with the world around you. This simple act of choosing to be present can transform your daily experience. You stop rushing through life and start living it, moment by moment. And in that space, you'll find the depth and richness that often goes unnoticed in the hustle and bustle. 12. I am in control of my journey. Life has a way of throwing us curveballs. Sometimes it feels like you're cruising along, and suddenly you hit a detour. A change in direction, an unexpected challenge, or an event that catches you off guard. It's easy to feel like you're just along for the ride, being tossed around by circumstances. But here's the truth. You are the driver of your own life. Yes, life will hand you twists, turns, and detours, but it's ultimately your choices, your actions, and your mindset that determine the direction you go. When you affirm to yourself, I am in control of my journey, you are claiming ownership of your path. You stop letting life happen to you and start taking the wheel. We often feel like we don't have control over what happens in life. And in many ways, that's true. You can't control the actions of others, you can't predict the future, and you certainly can't avoid all the bumps along the way. But what you can control is how you respond. That's where your power lies. Carl Jung once said, I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. This speaks to the heart of personal responsibility. It's not the events in your life that define you, it's how you choose to react to those events. Every choice you make, no matter how small, steers the course of your journey. By taking ownership of your decisions and actions, you reclaim the power to shape your life. Too often we let the circumstances around us dictate how we feel and how we act. We let fear, doubt, or outside pressures steer us off course. But when you remind yourself that you're in control, you can stop being a passive participant in your own life. Instead of waiting for life to happen to you, you start making choices that align with your values, your goals, and your true self. It's not always easy, and it's certainly not always comfortable, but the moment you take responsibility for your journey, you become the author of your own story. Taking ownership of your journey also means embracing the fact that you're in charge of your decisions. No one else is responsible for your life but you. That's both empowering and daunting, but ultimately, it's the most liberating truth. You're the one who decides what you prioritize, what you value, and what path you take. Even if the world tries to push you in a certain direction, you have the ability to choose your own path. This isn't about perfection or always having the right answer. It's about accepting that you are responsible for the direction you choose and owning it, no matter the outcome. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming others or external circumstances for where we are in life. But when you take full ownership of your journey, you free yourself from that mindset. You stop waiting for things to be different, for the world to change, or for someone else to fix things. Instead, you step up and take control. You recognize that you have the power to move forward, to make adjustments, and to create the life you want, one choice at a time. It's not always a straight line, and there will be obstacles along the way, but each step you take with intention brings you closer to where you want to be. The key to embracing this mindset is recognizing that every decision, no matter how small, matters. Every time you choose to show up for yourself, to take responsibility for your actions, to take a step toward your goals, you are steering your journey. Life isn't just something that happens to you, it's something you create, moment by moment. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, every challenge is a chance to grow, and every success is a result of your commitment to your path. Next time you feel like life is getting out of hand, remember, I am in control of my journey. You are not just a passenger, you are the driver. You decide the course, you take the wheel, and you move forward with purpose. It's your life, your choices, and your path to walk. The journey may not always be easy, but when you embrace your role as the creator of your own experience, you realize that you have the power to shape your future, one decision at a time. Remember, you are the driver of your own journey. Life may throw obstacles your way, but how you respond, How you navigate and how you choose to move forward is entirely up to you. So, take control, embrace your path, and step into the greatness that awaits. Thank you for being part of the Stoic Journal. If you found value in today's video, make sure to check out one of the suggested videos on the screen and continue your journey of growth and self-discovery. Stay strong, stay present, and as always, keep striving for wisdom. See you in the next video.